Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the simple and practical ways you can live a more elegant and classy life. If you're new here, hello, my name is Nicole. On this channel, I typically post about how we can be more feminine, how we can be more classy, and just level up in our day-to-day lifestyle. I would love if you considered pressing that subscribe button and becoming a part of this community here on my channel. And with that, let's get into today's video. So today's video, as I mentioned, is going to be talking to you about how you can just implement small little practices that lets you live a classy and more leveled up lifestyle. For me, an elegant mind and an elegant lifestyle is going to be a mix of three components. I think it's a mix of being practical and what that practically looks like in your day-to-day. I think it's going to be a mix of discipline and what things you have to be disciplined with, because I think it's very easy to get on YouTube education and YouTube University and think that to be elegant you need to do just X, Y, and Z, when in reality we all are coming in at different arenas and different backgrounds and different playing fields, and you will have to understand, okay, I need to be disciplined in this area, maybe more so than others. And last but not least, I think you will definitely have to consider adapting a certain type of mindset. So with all of those things considered, let me get into the first point. So the first thing that I want to speak about is taking the guesswork out of the things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis and adapting a more simplistic or simplicity mindset. So have you ever heard about how Steve Jobs literally wore the same thing every single day, and then that took the guesswork out of what he needed to wear on a day-to-day basis? I per se couldn't do that because I take joy in the things that I wear, but I do understand the mindset behind that. Because he wanted to take and save his energy for certain types of decisions, he took the guesswork out of his daily outfits out of the equation. So what can you take out of the equation in your day-to-day life? Is it meal planning? Is it what you're going to wear? Maybe you pre-plan that. I find the more things that you can take the guesswork out of is the more simplistic of a life that you will have, that will allow you to move with ease and to move more effortlessly and therefore be more efficient. I've said this in so many videos now, but you often don't see an elegant woman rushing around like, you know, she doesn't have a head attached to her shoulders. So the more that you can move with ease and move more effortlessly is the more elegant of a life you are going to have, and that is going to be translated into how you conduct yourself. The next thing that I would like to speak to in regards to living a more elegant life is less is more. Have you ever gone out to like a fancy restaurant and the food comes out? And I feel like all of my examples are related to food. Can you tell I'm a big foodie? And can you tell that I have been stuck indoors for basically a year now? But have you ever gone to a fancy restaurant and the food comes out and it's so simply plated and it's like really simple ingredients on a plate, and you think, how could that even taste good? And you taste it and it is phenomenal. I think it's truly because less is more. Now, that is just in an example of food, but really, emails are a thing. And I personally have an email that I will use for, you know, maybe things that I'm signing up for, mailing lists that I'm signing up for, and then I will have an email that I use that is going to be my important email. Furthermore, if you use certain email software systems, they are going to filter in what emails are coming at you. So, for example, I use Spark, and if someone is sending out a newsletter, it gets filed into my inbox as a newsletter. And then emails that are a little bit more important that aren't being spammed out to you, they come in at the top of your mailbox. So I like that. Equally, I am not afraid to press that unsubscribe button and unsubscribe from a mailing list that no longer serves me. Last thing on this point, I really want you to reflect on your makeup, not just how you're applying it on your face, but I think myself included, sometimes I look at how much makeup I have, and one, by me having to filter through all of this makeup, I'm having to waste more time making decisions that I feel like don't really serve me or don't really get me as far as I'm hoping to throughout the day. Furthermore, I think that, do you really use all that makeup? Of course not. Unless your job is like a makeup YouTuber, you do not need all that type of makeup. And I think that having less is really going to make you feel a lot more elegant. And look at your makeup. You probably have a lot of it piled up over the years. Now, the next point I have for you all is going to be one that maybe you want to partake in with your partner. But I love theming out my date nights with my husband. So actually tonight, it's at the time of me filming this is Valentine's Day this weekend, and my husband took care of this, but as we can't go out, he has ordered in Thai. I love having date nights with him where it is themed out in a certain fashion. It just brings more excitement and more structure to a date night. For example, since we can't travel right now, you are taking a trip around the world in your own living room at home. I think that is such a fun and more elegant way of just, you know, let's order some pizza in. The next way that you can live a classier and more elegant life and more elevated life is go and dine with your girlfriends when, you know, when we can, but go dine with your girlfriends in places that are a lot more elevated. I do this quite often with my one friend Leanne. Instead of just going and eating out for lunch at, you know, any old restaurant, we will go somewhere that is so nice. And often what you'll find is that the prices in these nicer places aren't that far off from the prices in other restaurants. One of my most favorite days with my friend Leanne, well, we actually went twice now, is we went to the Royal Crescent Hotel and we had just had lunch there. It was in the most beautiful surroundings and it just made us feel like princesses, and we had so much more of an elevated experience. Furthermore, this same friend of mine, we also went and dined and had like a little work session at the Lido in Bristol. So basically it is like a swimming pool, not country club, but I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like a membership type of place, and you're allowed to go there and not be a member. You would just have to pay a higher fee, or you can be a member for it. And it just completely set the vibe and completely elevated the experience. So if you are looking to level up, maybe don't go to the chain or the franchise type places and go somewhere a little bit fancier. Now, the next tip that I have for you in regards to living a more classy and elegant lifestyle is host small gatherings. Now, hear me out. Again, at this moment of time, nothing is open where I live, and it's kind of sad. However, I have had like dinner parties or gatherings with a small intimate group of friends where we've rented out the private room of a restaurant, and that seems so much more intimate than just, you know, booking a table for everybody else, like for everybody else in the restaurant to see. Many restaurants will have a private room that you can book into. Albeit here in the UK, I feel like those rooms often have a hourly limit, so just be conscious of that. Whereas I found at home, a lot of the places that I went to for moments like this didn't have an hourly limit, and you had the table for the entire evening if you so wanted. That being said, there is something very intimate about being able to break bread with people in your own home, and especially if it is a small intimate gathering. Take joy in your table settings. Take joy in the candles that you light and the flowers that you might bring in. Adding like florals to your home can be another way that you completely elevate your lifestyle. These ones are just from Bloom & Wild. I think they were under 30 pounds and they're absolutely stunning. Furthermore, as I mentioned, I really am starting to look at the table settings that I have in my home. I don't have very many because, well, truthfully, I moved here 3 years ago and we haven't hosted a lot, but we are going to start hosting a little bit more when the pandemic is over. Being able to put out a beautiful table setting, I mean, tablescapes on Pinterest is my thing, but it can really create a dinner party experience or a small intimate gathering in a lot more of a elevated and elegant way. And something that I think really gets overlooked is even the napkins that you place on your table. Do you have rings for that? I will be posting a video on our other channel very soon here of my new table setting items. I'll actually list our channel right here if you want to go subscribe over there and see some of the content that we put out over there. But these things don't have to be very expensive either. But these small little details is going to seem a lot more elevated because a lot more thought has been put into it. So try those options out and let me know how it goes. I definitely feel like you will have a lot more of an elevated, classy experience. So the next thing that I want to speak to in regards to living a classier and more elegant life, I feel is pretty self-explanatory, yet every single time I open up my phone and go on Facebook, I see that it's not that self-explanatory. But that is stop airing your dirty laundry. I have a few people that maybe I was friendly with in the past and I see them on Facebook and every single day they are airing their laundry or they're hinting at gossip, and it's not cute. It is only natural to have disagreements and different points of view with people, but I don't think everybody needs to know about that. I think there's something really elegant about people not knowing your business and not knowing whom you've fallen out with or whom you agree with or disagree with. Now, the next point is definitely going to be personal to however you choose to adorn yourself and style yourself. I think the thing is about style is that style is very personal and style is very up to the individual. But I do think that you can say across the board that making effort is going to make you live more elegantly and live more of a classy life. Now, I might not resonate with, you know, maybe someone that is in America and they are claiming to be more feminine and elegant, whereas they might not resonate with me, and we might not resonate with someone in Russia that claims to have a more elegant life. I think it's one of those things where beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But that being said, I do think that you can really see, no matter if you agree with someone's style or not, you can really see when someone has put an effort in. And I think that there is something really beautiful and really classy about seeing someone who takes care of themselves. So really take that extra time to take care of yourself and, you know, maybe review those details that are often overlooked. This will make you live a more elegant life and it will make you come across as a lot classier. The last thing that I want to speak to in regards to living a classier and more elegant life is having hobbies and having interests. There is nothing, for me at least, there is nothing more sad than going and speaking to someone and they have nothing to say, or they're just talking such foolishness. And I feel like when you don't have hobbies and you don't have interests, that's when you fall into the trap of gossip and just being meddling or a bitter person, or even the comparison trap. I think when you are very focused on your goals and laser focused, it allows you to not worry about the opinions of sheep. And it's very attractive when somebody has a hobby or an interest. It gives them something more to talk about and it makes them that much more interesting of a person. And it's very admirable to see, even if somebody has a different interest to myself, I find it so endearing to see how they work towards honing that skill and honing that craft. And there's an elegance and there is a class about honing and cultivating that skill and that hobby and that habit. Anyways, my friends, that is it for this video. How do you implement a classier and more elegant lifestyle? I would love to hear your tips and tricks in the comment section. And if you haven't considered subscribing to this channel, I would be forever grateful if you did. You can also connect with me over on Instagram. I will have my handle and everything listed for you in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, my friend, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.